everybody, I'm Shane Pickett. I have in my hand right here a bait caster, probably one of the most feared pieces of equipment by a novice angler. Okay, today I'm going to teach you how to cast this. I've taught many kids how to cast it. I've taught my wife how to cast it. I can teach you how to cast it. Okay, in my second life, I am a professional fisherman. Okay, the reason they came out with the level wind reel or the bait cast reel, for the simple fact is you can throw bigger baits, you get more recovery of the line, which is how much line it pulls in. It's less fatiguing on your hands. You can make much longer, more accurate casts with it. But there's a few simple basic things on the reel that you have to know, or you're going to be extremely frustrated when you're trying to fish with these. Okay, one is there's a magnetic setting on the side. Okay, this is 1 through 10, right? So I'll walk towards the camera here. My camera ladies won't move. And you can see the numbers 1 through 10, right? The higher the number, the more the magnetic force. So when we're setting the reel up, I'm going to turn this magnet up to 5, right in the middle there somewhere. Oop, I turned it down to 0. I'm going to turn it up to 5. I'm going to set it right in the middle, okay? Then we have what we call a braking clutch. Okay, that's this. This is for fine tuning. Now, while we're doing this is I want you to hold the rod straight out in front of you in your left hand or your right hand, whichever, and you trip the button and you let the jig fall. That's got a jig on the end of it. Well, if you're a beginning fisherman, you don't want it to fall that fast. So we'll tighten it up to where it doesn't fall at all. See, I've tripped it and it won't fall at all. Okay? Now I'm just going to slowly back the tension knob down a click or two at a time until it falls. See how slow it's falling? Now the most novice angler can fish this reel. Okay, you can cast it sideways, it'll cast just fine. Look, no backlash. I set this up way you can literally not have to worry about using your thumb. So I'm going to throw this and I'm going to have my camera lady try to follow my hand when I throw, and you'll see my thumb is going to come off the line and never move from the reel. See, I threw it and I didn't have to thumb the line. There's no backlash. That's how a novice fisherman can fish this reel, just like that. It doesn't take a professional. I didn't do anything funny. So the other important thing is when you're trying to fish with these reels in the first, you don't want to try to pitch the bait like that. Okay, that's going to backlash. You want to equip the rod and reel together for the technique that you're doing. That's the reason there's 35 rod and reels in the garage. This one's a 7'3" jig rod. You can see I got a jig on here. Okay, when you're learning how to throw these, the line is important. Okay, go to Walmart, buy the 99-cent million-mile spools of very supple 10 to 15-pound line and spool it on your reel. It's limp, it's easy to cast. Okay. Also, if you're fearing backlashing a lot, walk off 30 to 40 yards of line and then put you a piece of tape across the spool, not touching either side of the spool, and then wind the line back over the top of it. What that does is two things. That slows the spool speed down, so it's easier to control, more so than the brake. And if you do backlash, you can only backlash down to the tape. Okay? Now, the technique for throwing this when you're learning is to put your jig or your bait or your casting plug about a foot from the tip of your rod, as I've got it here, right? Now, notice I have my handle on my reel up. It's facing up, okay? And notice my thumb is resting on the reel itself with just the very edge of my thumb touching the line. That way when I throw, my thumb doesn't do this on the spool, causing it to speed and slow down. Okay? So then you simply take the rod and you bring it back. You see, I got my elbow here and I'm using my wrist. Okay, behind me is my rod is straight. The handles are now pointing down. Okay, I am simply going to swing the rod just like that and make that cast. It's about a 30-yard cast, just like that. It's that simple. I didn't do anything special. I didn't do anything weird, you know. Just handles up, bring the rod back, wrist cocked. Don't move the elbow. See, my handles are down. And throw, just like that. Piece of cake. Anybody can learn how to throw one of these, and I promise you, when you start fishing with a level line reel, your fishing is going to be a whole lot more fun. You're going to land more fish. You're going to be able to fish more baits. It's just going to be way more fun for you. And at the end of the day, your elbows aren't going to hurt. Your wrists aren't going to hurt. Your wrist is not going to hurt. Zebco 33s with the little push buttons are great, but there's a limit to them. Okay? There's absolutely no limit to this reel that I have right here. Okay, so let's recap on some important points. The magnetic setting started at 5. The tensioner knob, tighten it up to where the jig can't fall. Let it back down until the jig starts to slowly drop. If it touches the ground and your spool stays intact like it did here, you're perfect. Then you can simply wind it up, put your reel handles up, thumb on the edge, grab your elbow, cock your wrist, and flip your wrist. It is that simple. Okay? Now, if you have any questions about any of these techniques that I've showed you today, please hit me up. Y'all got my school email. I'll be glad to give you a one-on-one demonstration. Or if the whole class wants to come out and get a technique, learn how to do this, I'll be glad to show you. So until next time, good fishing.